Students have very busy lives, from balancing school, sports, and organizations. From waking up early to keep up with their studies, to getting home late from games. Students must learn to prioritize their schedules.
In order to handle all of my activities, I kind of just have to prioritize some over others. Like, I try to stay as involved in them as possible, and if something's going on the same day, I kind of have to pick one. So I kind of like to pick the one that I enjoy the most or tend to be the most involved in. Basically, in order to be able to do all of the things I do, I kind of have to cut out my free time because I don't get a lot of free time being so involved. So that's basically the one thing that gets cut. With missing school and stuff, I kind of have to come in the mornings a lot, and especially for chemistry and things like that, so I can make sure that I get all of my work done, because I tend to miss a lot of the afternoon hours due to my sports and stuff like that. So those are sometimes difficult to make up.
With being involved in so many activities, staying organized is important. Staying on top of things allows students to continue to be involved in a multitude of activities. Some ways that students stay organized is by using a planner or even making a list.
Well, I'm organized. I make sure to keep a lot of lists. I try my best to keep a schedule. I look at the bulletin every day, just trying to keep all my stuff, memorized and keep myself organized, make sure that I know what I'm doing each day, because it's important to make sure I don't let anything slip through the cracks. Just anytime I'm at a certain activity, I'm focused on that. I'm trying not to think about anything else. So when I'm at baseball practice, I'm, playing baseball. I'm not worried about what's going on at school. And then when I'm at home working on homework, same goes true for there. So just focusing on what's going on in the moment. I work hard to put what's important first, and that changes from day to day. So games, of course, take priority in most circumstances. Homework, academics are very important to me. I want to make sure to get good grades. But really it just depends. A state contest would obviously beat out a game, and a game would beat out a club or organization. So it really just depends. I think being involved in so many activities will benefit me a lot in life. I think sports teach us a lot about teamwork and diversity and how to get through tough situations. So I believe that my sports have taught me that, and my clubs have taught me about organization and leadership. So I've learned a lot through being super involved, and I think it's going to help me a lot later in life.
By filling students' schedules, they learn valuable time management skills as well as coping with stressful situations, which will benefit them later on.
Well, I think it's great for kids to be involved. I mean, part of the educational experience is getting out, learning to be involved in extracurricular activities, manage your time, the time requirements that those extracurricular activities require. But then also, kids being involved, it's a social experience. It gets them tied to their community, it gets them tied to their school, and I don't think we can foster enough of that. It's a strong argument, when kids say, I'm just so busy, I don't want to be involved, I've got so much homework and that sort of thing. And I think that there is an aspect to that. Now, I would go back to the idea that, being involved, learning those time management, skills, those are things that are going to benefit you down the road. To learn, how to cope with the pressures of, I've got too much on my plate, there's too much being asked of me, these are things that you're going to come across, when you're 25 years old and there's a newborn in your house, and there's bills to pay and all of those things. And so having some sort of life experience at that, I think, is a valuable thing.
The involvement that these students have in extracurricular activities, sports, and academics tend to produce individuals who are more organized, creative, and successful later in life.